Good evening. Been hard at work bringing this deer back, preserving it. Probably got about $40 in material. And appreciate all your input on this specific animal. I know he's not the biggest in the woods, but he was pretty special. And I mounted him, as you can see. This is what he was doing on TV, on your smartphone or on the video. I made a Lazy Susan platform out of that, sort of keep it in character. Shot him in the Nebraska field. Interesting thing about him is he had some pretty good mass. As I measure this with an official Pope and Young measuring tape, that I am official Pope and Young measurer, he had 5 1/8 mass at the beams. That's pretty good. He wasn't an exceptionally large buck. On his inside spread, he was a little over 13. That would have gave him 13 and with 13.5 inches inside spread. But he's a trophy in so many ways. To have been able to share that blindness with him, and like I said, with the foliage there, I tried to recreate his habitat and his actions upon the time his life expired. He wasn't an exceptionally old deer. This was his jawbone. And zoom in there. His teeth were still fairly sharp. I don't figure 2.5 possibly, maybe 3.5 at the most, but 2.5 for sure. Now, when you get into these jawbones and you get them wore down extensively, you can see this was the oldest deer that I shot, and you can see the difference in the wear on the teeth. Remember, deer are cud chewers. His front teeth were gone. These incisors are still really sharp. This was an exceptionally 5.5, 6.5-year-old deer. And what I wanted to make a point here, you have a hard time judging a deer without looking at its lower jawbones. I hear a lot of guys, they throw ages around about like an auctioneer throws prices around in an auctioneer ring. Until you've actually harvested an old deer and got the jawbone with that excessive wear. Now keep in mind, deer are cud chewers, so they're constantly chewing these down. But when you get a set of molars that are that sharp, it's a young deer. You could send that off to a lab and they can slice the teeth in two and count the growth range, but he wasn't an old deer, and I have no idea where he came from. And when you look at this plot map right here, this is a huge area. There's over almost 2 miles in there. So we had no trail cams of this particular deer at all, so he could have just wandered in on the 30th of November, because he couldn't have been that way too long or the coyotes would have brought him down. But I just wanted to share that with you, and thank you for your comments and sort of stimulate your imagination. Like I said, I don't think I have more than $40 in this configuration, and if you really want to get innovative, you could put a power source with a rotating turntable, but he won't be rotating that much anymore. So, like I said, thank you for your comments. Have a Merry Christmas, and that's it from the non-typical Norwalkian's laboratory.
wide open. I'm 40 yards on the ground. I got the wind blowing right to me. Now, I don't know what's wrong with it. He keeps walking in circles. Never seen a buck do that before in my life. I moved all the way up here on him, right through that turnip field. I can't believe that. I've never seen nothing like that before in my life. I don't see no wounds on him or nothing. That's like he's drunk. I think he's got blind here. Boy, never seen nothing like this in my life. I'm glad to be able to share this. This is November 30th, right at 4 o'clock. Yeah, I don't understand that at all. I do not. His eyes don't look right. Maybe, wow. Maybe he's blind in both eyes. I don't know. It looks to me like he poked his eyes out. Oh, man. I don't see any blood coming out of him. Something's happened to that deer. Like I say, that eye. He don't even know which direction he's going. Nothing like this in my life. This will be an act of mercy here. Right now. I just hit him. There he goes. There's something definitely wrong with that deer. I mean, you just seen it. I couldn't get it on live. That deer let me walk up to it. Oh, where was I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That deer let me walk up to it at 14 yards. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish I could have got that on video, but you've seen it. Now we're going to find out what was wrong with that deer, because it had to be blind. I mean, anytime it's been walking in a circle, that's all it was doing, is walking around and around in a circle. You've seen it live. Now we're going to go up here and get it. I'm sure it's blind in both eyes. This is gross. This is gross. But you know, poor thing was blind in both eyes. I guess it was better that I did it. Put my tag on it. I never seen anything like this in it. I'll tell you what. I couldn't get it on video because, you know, I'm walking on the ground. Yeah. No vision in that eye. And absolutely no vision in that eye. Well, I don't know. I don't know what you all would have did, but you've seen what I did. I don't think you'll ever see a mercy killing like that. I seen that deer. It couldn't jump the fence. It couldn't walk. It just kept walking around in circles. And I seen it at 3:30, and it was just like it was drunk. And I couldn't get a shot at it because it was, you know. But to get the footage and to walk up that close to a wild animal, something had to be done. The poor thing, you know, I guess that's, it's not funny, but it's a non-typical deer, that's for damn sure. And I'm just so glad to be able to share this footage with you. We as hunters, I don't, you know, I'll put my tag, farm tag on it, and because it'd be good eating, and you know, it's a special deer. I mean, I shot one arrow this year. That was the arrow that I shot. And like I said, I walked up to that deer at 14 yards and put an arrow right through it. So, I don't know. I don't feel real good right now because it was such a, I don't know. I'm just glad I had the camera and I could share the footage with you all. And sort of saddens you to see a wild animal. But there again, the coyotes would have drug it down. Your kid didn't even know where it was at on this earth. And you got to see it going around and around a circle. And like I said, there's no way I could get it on film, shooting it, you know. So, shot was 14 yards. And you don't walk up to a wild deer at 14 yards. But you've seen both of its eyes are blind. So, that's sort of a happy, sad ending. November 30th, you never know what will happen. Take it right to the end. It's matter of fact, I got down because I got winded and I was moving up and I couldn't figure out what happened to that deer, and I seen him going around and around in the pure attraction. Then he got out into beans and was going around and around, and you've seen him right with me. So I don't know what you would do. Give me your comment, you know, yay, nay, hang me, whatever. But I think I did the right thing. Anyhow, that's it from the non-typical Norwalkian. Real non-typical hunt. You won't never have a hunt like that. Yeah, it's just sad. It saddens me. Such a fine creature. Blind in both eyes. Both eyes. Lost sight in both eyes. Well, I'll go get him out of here.